Hi. I think I'm genuinely cursed. And I don't know what I've done. I haven't broken any mirrors or done anything superstitious as far as I know. I'm either cursed or part of some sort of Truman Show or some sort of televised prank show, and everyone's laughing at my expense right now. Let me tell you about it. Throughout the whole of February, I took part in FF February, which was set up by Imi and Ellie. I'll link them in the description. And the purpose of it was to read as many FF books as you could throughout the month. And I vlogged the entire month, start to finish. I had probably about 25 gig worth of video footage, hours and hours worth of footage. You might notice me talking about this in the past tense. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen the whole saga unfold on my story. I've been kind of logging this whole saga over the past few days. So I finished filming FF February on about the 2nd of March. I ran over a little bit. I just kind of caught up at the beginning of March. Started editing it. All was good. It then came to export it and it just wouldn't export. It kept failing to export. So I was just like, I think I ended up doing like 6 exports trying to get it to work. I tried to export it so many times and it just didn't work. Finally, I got it to work because I fixed what I think was the glitched clip, then tried to upload it to YouTube and it wouldn't upload more than like 12%. So clearly there was still a glitch in there somewhere that still wouldn't let it upload any further. And every time I tried to play it back on my computer, it would just kind of freeze and stop playing and tell me that it wasn't playable. So I was ready to throw my laptop out the window by this point. Like, I genuinely would have thrown it out of that window right over there. I was so angry. I was like, I've literally been working on this for days. So I was getting so frustrated. So I fixed what I think had to be fixed again. Oh my god, I'm gutted thinking about this. I then was about to export. Literally ready. I had it ready to export again for the 6th or 7th time. And then I was in the middle of just writing a blog post while it was going. My laptop froze for ages. And then I noticed that my laptop was making some really weird noises. The hard drive was making some really weird clicking and like beeping noises. I'll actually insert a clip right here of the noise it was making. It was really weird. I was just kind of like, this doesn't sound good. What is happening? It then just died. And when I turned it back on, it said there was like a boot failure and there was no operating system. So the hard drive died with all my video on it. And also 2 full podcast episodes that I also hadn't put onto my PC yet. I've just lost a month of vlogging. And the edit that I've just spent 2 days doing and a further 2 days trying to export. So yesterday I went to my mum's and my stepdad is really techie and he tried to see if he could recover anything off my hard drive because, by the way, my laptop already did this to a hard drive a couple of months ago, which is so stupid. I'm wondering why I thought that I could trust my laptop to behave this time when literally 2 months ago another hard drive was ruined by my laptop. But that time my stepdad managed to get everything off it. So I was like, okay, calm down. Maybe he can try and get everything off my hard drive. It'll be fine. It was completely dead. Like, nothing could be recovered. I had to try and come to terms with the fact that I've just filmed for the entirety of February and most of it's gone. So mad. I'm like, hindsight is so horrible because I'm thinking about, I should have done a backup. I should have saved it on my PC as well, or my external hard drive. I shouldn't have been doing it on my laptop because it's already failed once. Why did I record those podcast episodes on my laptop rather than my PC? There's so many questions that I wish that I could go back in time and be like, oh, I shouldn't trust this laptop. I should do it on my PC instead. Or another thing that's annoyed me is that as I was moving stuff from my SD card to my laptop, I was deleting the stuff from my SD card. So this is where the problem is if I didn't delete all the footage off my SD card, it would still be there. I'd have to re-record the podcast episodes, but my whole vlog of February would still be on my SD card. I could just do it on my PC. But no, I was deleting everything off my SD card as I was transferring them to my laptop. So it's literally all gone. And I've been crying about it in the past few days because I've just been so stressed, and I already feel like I'm cursed anyway for multiple reasons that I'll get into. I mean, luckily I bought an SD card adapter so I can use it on my PC. So today I have just been trying to get all of the footage off the SD card. I've been using software to try and recover deleted files from my SD card. So I've managed to recover a handful of files. There's like ones from random days throughout February that I've managed to recover. I'm thinking of so many clips that I really liked. I was being really creative with it throughout February, and I really loved some of these clips, but they're just gone. I have to just accept the fact that they're gone. But I did manage to recover some of the footage from February. So I thought in this video now I will piece together what I have got from the rest of February, and there's still going to be a decent amount. I think this video will still be a decent length. My original edit was like 2 hours long, and I cut it down to about an hour and a half. This definitely won't be that long because I have obviously lost half the footage, so it's going to be half the length. But my stepdad is like annoyed that he couldn't get stuff off the hard drive, but I was like, no, don't be annoyed. Like, you haven't deleted everything. It's my flipping laptop that sucks. I've had it for 5 years, and like last night I was genuinely like, is it weird to grieve a laptop that has died after 5 years? So I will piece together what I can. I'll see what I can do. I'm filming this and then I'm going to go and edit it. I'll try and upload it as soon as I can. Thank you, by the way, to anyone who has sent me a message over the past few days. Daniel is one of them. Thank you for all of your messages. You're also always so supportive. Molly, another thing that I've done that's stupid is that Molly has sent me a book from my Amazon wishlist, and I forgot to change my address on my wish list, and it's still my old address. So I've had to text my old landlord and see if he can like check for me. But Molly, thank you so much for trying to cheer me up. I hope I can get that soon because I'm really excited. So many people, I can't even think off the top of my head now, but I've had messages from so many people trying to cheer me up. Kate is another one. Just thank you so much for all of your messages trying to cheer me up over the past few days, because I've been kind of chronicling all of this on my Instagram story. Let's get into this before I start talking for ages. Here is whatever I could piece together from my FF February vlog. So there's some of the stuff that's missing is me talking about some of the books that I was reading. One of the videos that you should watch if you want to before this one is my FF February TBR, where I talked about the books that I was going to read throughout the month. And then there was also a whole bit where I was vlogging two things at once. I was vlogging this and also the Queen No Fear readathon, which was set up by Tasmin and Molly. I did a whole vlog for that too, and I was vlogging that during this month. So I mean, that kind of fills in a weekend that I've probably lost from this vlog, so that's kind of good. You can go over and watch that. Let's get straight into it. Here's what I could piece together from my FF February vlog. Enjoy. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday? Thursday. This whole vlog is just me checking my phone to see what day it is. Today's been a really nice day. My sister came over. I live alone, so my sister is like my support bubble, so I've kind of only been seeing her for a while. But yeah, she came over and I made a smoothie to show her how my new fancy blender works. We then made milkshakes. We tried to make it with Mars, but it just wouldn't work, so we used Aero, and we made mint milkshakes, and they were great. And then we made cookies, and they're also fab. So yeah, that was really nice. It's so nice. Living alone can get, like, especially at the moment, can feel a bit isolating, so being able to see my sister, at least, is really nice. And like today was just so nice. It was just so chill, and we just made cookies and like ate bread and played Stardew Valley. It was just such a chill day. I came on to say that I started All About Apples last night. I read 70 pages. This is such a fast read. I then I'm a massive wimp, and it's one of those books where there's like banshees screaming and like talks of like a curse. And very late at night, when I was like walking through my flat, closing all my curtains, I kept imagining, there's like a bit in the book where she thinks she can see like a banshee face at her window. And me being a massive wimp, when it was like 11 p.m. or something and it was dark out, I was walking through my flat, shutting all my curtains and like getting really freaked out. So I was like, right, I'm gonna read something happy and jolly before I go to bed. So I decided to read This Winter by Alice Oseman. It's like a prequel to her novel Solitaire, and it's all about Charlie and Tori and Nick, and I love Nick and Charlie so much. They're from the Heartstopper books, which I love with all my heart. And yeah, I hadn't read that novella yet, so I read that in about less than an hour last night because it's such a quick read, and that was definitely less spooky than reading about screaming banshees at a window. So I'm gonna carry on with this, I think, this evening a bit before bed, which is maybe not the best idea, but I think it's getting to a point where it kind of goes into the history of the family. So it kind of talks about like it goes almost like turns into like historical fiction. So yeah, I'm gonna carry on with this a bit tonight, but at the moment I'm gonna play some Stardew Valley, eat some cookies that I made earlier, and watch some Flight of the Conchords. So that's gonna be my evening. Just thought I'd catch you up, talk about how nice my day's been. I'm not sure whether I'll vlog again tonight because I'm just gonna, I think, get back on my sofa with a blanket and chill. Yeah, I'll probably see you tomorrow. Hi, it's been a few days. I can't even remember the last day that I vlogged. I've just had a few days where I've just been busy doing things and I haven't really felt like talking to the camera. So yeah, time for a quick catch up. I've just finished All the Bad Apples. So I read this book a few years ago, a couple of years ago, 2019, I think. I think it came out in 2019. Yeah, so it came out in 2019 and that's when I read it. I read it when it was quite new and I really liked it. I think I gave it 4 stars the first time. But back then, a couple of years ago, I wasn't reading a ton. I mean, I was reading a lot because I was blogging then. I was mostly reading like YA contemporary. I wasn't reading very much outside of that scope. It was mostly just YA contemporary. So I think parts of this, because it's very sort of magical realism, there's a lot of kind of symbolism in it. And I think some of it went a bit over my head. So I think that's maybe why I forgot so much of the story. But rereading it now, I've realised that I understand it so much more than I did like 2 years ago. I got so much more out of it, it meant a lot more to me. And yeah, I think it's had more of an impact now than it did when I read it 2 years ago. So basically it follows Dina, who she lives with her sister Rachel. I know her sister has basically brought her up. Her mum passed away and her dad is just not around. Like he's just kind of not in the picture very much because he's just not very nice. He's not a very nice man. So she's basically been brought up by her sister Rachel, and she also has a sister called Mandy who lives on her own. Dina has this really good relationship with Mandy, but the whole family see Mandy as being a bad apple of the family, so they kind of don't have a lot to do with her. They say that she's like a bit of a rebel of the family, but Dina really likes her. She speaks to her a lot. She kind of has this connection with her that her sister Rachel doesn't really have. Even though Rachel is Mandy's twin sister, Dina has this connection with her that no one else seems to. Mandy just disappears one day. They assume that she's dead. They find her car next to some cliffs miles and miles away. They kind of assume the worst. When you see someone's car next to cliffs and she's gone, you kind of assume the worst. They have a funeral for her, but then Dina starts finding these notes from Mandy that kind of take her on this goose chase all around Ireland to different towns and villages that she's never heard of. And as she goes, she learns more about her family history of like the other bad apples in the family. and how this family, the women in the family, when they get to the age of 17, they have this curse on them. You kind of learn throughout. I'm not going to give spoilers. Please read this book, by the way. It's incredible. There's so much that I wish I could say, but I'm definitely not going to say it because it will ruin the book. You just learn so much about their family and things that you never saw coming. Yeah, there's so much of it that it's basically, you learn that so much of it is symbolic of Ireland itself and like the Catholic sort of control of Ireland, and the lack of separation between church and state. So much of it is symbolic of that. And I think especially if you're LGBTQ yourself, you will get a lot more from it, I think. I think it will impact you maybe in ways that if you're not part of the community, you might not feel that impact so much. Yeah, I think 2 years on, because now I'm so open now about being LGBT, and I'm so big on LGBTQ issues and learning more about it. 2 years ago I kind of was, but maybe not as much as I am now. It's definitely grown within the past couple of years. So I think that might be another reason why this book now, 2 years on, since first reading it, has such an impact on me now. I love that so far with this readathon, I read The Weight of the Stars, which has become one of my favourite books because I love it, and I've realised that All the Bad Apples is one of my favourite books too, even though I've already read it before and didn't quite realise how much I liked it. Rereading it now, I think this is why rereading is so great, because you read a book that you might not have understood fully and you might get a completely different experience or a completely different outlook on it, which is what has happened here. And now I think it's jumped into like my list of favourites. Like, I don't even know what my list of favourites is. I feel like I'll need to figure that out at some point, figure out like what my top 10 is. I might read something that's slightly more light-hearted now for the rest of the day. I'm just not sure what. I need to start The Gravity of Us, which isn't part of my FF February TBR, but I'm part of the Queer Lit Book Club, which is a book club that I set up with a couple of other bloggers, and the book that we chose for February is this, and I haven't started it yet at all. We're halfway through February and I haven't started this yet. I was trying to like stay up to date with like everyone else reading it, but I haven't even started. So I think this evening I'm going to start this. I'm enjoying having a reading day today. I said like a few times in the past few days that I want to just have a reading day, but I've ended up getting distracted by loads of stuff. So today I've actually, like, I know I've done other stuff like some housework and making cookies, but apart from that, I've had an actual day where I just sit and read all day. So I think I'm going to go straight onto this now, even though it's not part of this readathon. I need to read it. So, yeah. I'll update you soon. Hopefully sooner than like in a few days, like has just happened here. But yeah. It's Thursday the 18th today. I've been up for like an hour now. And I'm a bit of a mess. I mean, I look a mess and I'm also just a mess. So my mum told me this morning one of our cats was run over last night, and it's just a bit shit. I'm just wondering if this year can get, this past year, like not just this year because it's only February, but this whole past 12 months can get any worse. I feel like I probably shouldn't jinx it because something terrible will probably happen, but I was gonna have a productive day today. I had a huge list on my phone. I was like lying in bed last night. That sun, it's really bright, my god. I was lying in bed last night making a huge list of stuff I wanted to do today, because yesterday I didn't do anything but play Stardew Valley. Like, I literally just sat all day and played Stardew Valley. And like I watched somebody on YouTube just play Stardew Valley all day. That's literally all I did from when I woke up until when I went to bed. So I was like, today I'm gonna have a productive day. I need to like, there's a job I need to apply for that closes tomorrow. I want to get a load of writing done. Like, there's a bunch of stuff that I want to do. So I'll do it all today and I'll have a really good day. And now I just don't really want to do anything with my day. I think I'm just gonna read all day. I'm just gonna sit here now. I'm not even gonna get changed. I'm still in my pyjamas with a blanket. I think I'm just gonna get a drink and read all day and probably play more Stardew Valley. I think I've played like 16 hours of Stardew Valley in the past couple of days. So today, that's gonna go up. I'm just gonna play it all day and read my book. I'm still reading The Gravity of Us. I'm like nearly 100 pages through. I'm really enjoying it so far, so yeah, I'm intrigued to carry on with it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and cheer myself up a bit. Yeah, I don't even know why I decided to film. I think I'm starting to find filming as a bit of a therapy. Just to come on and kind of talk to the camera about what I'm doing with my day. I think my sister might come over later. Just watch a load of comedy and cheer ourselves up a bit. So, yeah. That's what I'm going to do with my day. See ya. Evening. Just a quick up. What? What just came out of my mouth? Just a quick update after yesterday's sadness. I'm feeling better today after some sleep. Oh, by the way, ignore this. I don't know what's happening. I washed my hair earlier and I could not be bothered to dry it, and I can't plait my own hair because I'm like a child. My coordination is just not right trying to plait my hair. It just ended up a mess. So I got these weird sort of twists in my hair. This one, I don't even know what's happened. I haven't really read much since yesterday. I've just not really been in the mood. It's been a really weird couple of days. Like, it's so hard to explain the feeling of being like mentally restless but not physically. So like I've just wanted to sit down all day and not move. Like this morning I didn't get out of bed until like 1 p.m. and I can't be bothered to move. Like I'm sitting on this sofa and all I want to do is like play on Switch games or whatever. But mentally I'm so restless. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to be doing this anymore, but I don't want to do anything. Like there's nothing I want to do. So it's really weird. Like my mind won't stop, but my body doesn't want to move. So today I've like forced myself to be kind of productive. Like I washed up and like cleaned the kitchen and it's looking great. Showered, washed my hair. I did a job application. It closes today and I should have done it, but it's been like one thing after another for the past week and it's just completely gone out of my mind. So today I was just like, it literally closes today, I need to apply for it. So I did that, so that's good, that's done and out of the way. I was like, I think if I didn't do it and it got to tomorrow and I forgot to apply for it, I think I would have been gutted that I didn't apply, because it's one that I really, really want. It would be amazing. It's a TV like researcher job. So yeah, I'd be gutted if I didn't apply for it. So today I made myself sit down and apply for it. So fingers crossed I have some luck there. I don't know if I will because thousands will probably be applying for it, but so yeah, now I've just put some tea in the oven and I just thought I'd quickly update you to say that I'm feeling a bit better. I'm not as sad as I was yesterday. It's like 7 p.m. now, so I'm going to spend the rest of the evening trying to read. There's a book that I need to read by like the 22nd and it's the 19th today. So I might try and get through that. It's just like a contemporary LGBT. I think it's like FF, so I could kind of count it towards FF February. So I think I'm going to read that. I'm just going to read something fuzzy and contemporary and then see what the rest of my evening looks like. But yeah, I just thought I say quickly update you. I've been talking for 5 minutes now. Let's see how many books I can read in the next week and try and get focused on reading. It's just been a really weird couple of days. I hope you're doing better than I am at the moment. Hi, this is very orange. Wow. It's also not focusing. I think it's this lighting. It doesn't like this bad lighting. I was about to go to bed. It's almost midnight on the 20th of February. And I remembered I didn't update you on what I read last night. I also remembered, or I kind of realised, that I told you I was going to start a book and didn't tell you what book. I'm good at this vlogging thing. So I started an arc yesterday of Love Undisclosed by Max Louise Perry? Love Undisclosed by Max Louise Perry. I ended up reading the entire book in bed last night. So, as you could tell from my earlier crying, I haven't had a great week. It's not been fab. I've been, apart from the whole thing with my cat, I've also been feeling a bit miserable in regards to like jobs and getting constant rejections and not feeling great, and also just getting really sick of not being able to go anywhere. Like, I'm just getting really sick of COVID now and lockdown. I have been trying to cheer myself up over the past couple of days, and I thought that a kind of fluffy contemporary would be perfect, and it was. I ended up reading the entire thing in bed last night in a couple of hours, and it was so good, and I realised it can count towards FF February, so that's wonderful. It's about somebody called, I've forgotten her name, I forgot her name yesterday as well. Julienne is her name, and she kind of lives this kind of standard life. She went to university in LA, and she is from England. I think her parents are in England, but she grew up in California and she came back to LA to go to university, and she doesn't want to go back home. She loves being in LA, but she has finished uni now and she is looking for jobs and she keeps getting rejections. Relatable. So she is at the gym and bumps into this person that she thinks is really cool, and she tells her friends about this woman that she bumped into, and they're just like, oh my god, she's like a famous actress. Julianne doesn't know her, she doesn't watch TV or anything, so she's just like, oh, I didn't really know. But they're just like, yeah, she's in this TV show that everyone really loves. Julianne then suddenly gets a call from this woman's agent, or I think she's her agent, something like that, and she basically gets a kind of a weird job offer where she can be paid to basically be this actress's friend. The actress is called Cece, and she's 19, and she's a bit of a mess, shall we say. She constantly goes to parties, she constantly turns up to work late, and then when she turns up at work, she doesn't do very well. Like, the showrunner of the show that she's acting in is talking about like firing her from the show, so she's really not in a good place, and her agent is willing to pay Julianne like to just be her friend, to go to parties and stuff with her and make sure she just keeps her in line and make sure she goes to work on time. So it was kind of just a bit of a fun story, and it's got like a slow burn romance. It was so light-hearted and just so much fun to read. Such a quick read as well. Like I said, I read it within a few hours, and it was perfect for what I need right now, where it's just fluffy YA that I don't really need to think too much about. So I don't know if it was YA. I wouldn't say it's YA, it's adult, because the main character's like 22. But it had that sort of YA romance vibe, contemporary romance vibe, and it was an FF romance as well, so I can use it for FF February. Today I have had a day where I just focused entirely on my podcast. I spent 4 hours this morning researching an episode that I recorded today with Ellie, who is my co-host. I loved it so much. I'm such a nerd. Like, I wrote 4,000 words of notes for this episode. It was 9 pages, and I had an entire page of links to all my sources. I'll give you a sneak peek, because why not? The topic is Mars and Mars exploration, like NASA's exploration of Mars. So all the Mars rovers, and very topical and exciting because the Perseverance rover landed on Mars just 2 days ago, and I was studying kind of what the Perseverance rover is actually doing and its purpose and what it's going to discover. I could talk about it all over again here, but no one wants to hear that, unless you do. If you want me to make videos about planets, then can you please tell me, because I will happily make videos where I try and tell you as much as I can about one planet in like less than 10 minutes. I think my t-shirt is pretty relevant today too. And I also was in a space mood, so I watched The Martian this evening, which is one of my favourite films, and made a reel that I posted on Instagram where it was 5 of my favourite space books. So I'm in a proper space nerd mood today. So yeah, as I said, it's almost midnight. It's like 4 minutes to midnight now. And I should really go to bed. So I think I'm going to get into bed, maybe read a bit more in bed, because as you can tell by my excited talking, I'm really not that tired yet. So I'm going to do that and hopefully have a good day tomorrow. I've got some good things planned. I need to try and vlog my days a bit more again, because at the moment this whole thing is just going to be me sitting down each day just talking like this. I'm going to stop rambling. I've been recording for 10 minutes now. I'm going to go to bed. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Hi, why am I so red? My god, my face is so warm. It's been another few days. Honestly, my brain is frazzled. I've just had the weirdest day, like the craziest day. I feel like if this was a video on its own, it would be so clickbaity, like Storytime, the craziest day ever. Right, let me try and tell you. So, I'm doing a marketing course at the moment with the Chartered Institute of Marketing, and I've been doing it over the past few months. There's been a module a month since December, and each module is 3 days of Zoom classes, and each day is like a 5-hour Zoom class. So I started my third module yesterday, but today I woke up and I just felt like really ill. So basically I'm trying to piece together the timeline of the past 24 hours. My uncle contacted me about a job opportunity. He's a deputy head teacher for a school. So he contacted me and said that they've got a job going in their school, and we've been talking about it a lot. But last night it was kind of like this frantic thing where it was just like, can you get an application in tonight? Yes, I can try. Despite needing to be up for like this 9 a.m. class today, I was up at like 11 p.m. last night getting this application done. I started doing that, and then he told me I could carry on today. So I went to bed, woke up this morning, and I don't know if it was just like the whirlwind pressure of last night. I just felt really ill, like my stomach was killing me. You know when you feel like you can't sit still for more than 2 minutes because your stomach hurts? I was like that. So I sat down at my desk, and I think literally 5-10 minutes later I was like, I turned my camera, because on this Zoom thing we all have our cameras on so we can talk and interact, but I turned my camera off and my microphone, so I was literally pacing around my flat because I was like, my stomach kills. I don't know if I can sit here for a 5-hour Zoom meeting. So I just quit the meeting. I ended up just leaving it, emailed the tutor, and I just said, I'm really sorry, I feel awful, but I can't stay, like I feel ill, so I'll have to catch up another time, which is fine, like I can do that. So I got back into bed, literally within the space of half an hour. I got out of bed, got dressed, sat at my desk, got back out of my office, got back into my pyjamas and got back into bed again. And I was in bed for a couple of hours and I was starting to feel better. My uncle then phoned me, or messaged me to say, when can I talk to you? Because I've got good news. So I spoke to him on the phone, and he basically said that this whole job is like pretty much mine. The worry was that because we're related, I don't want to be hired just on nepotism, do you know what I mean? Like, I need to be hired because I know I can do the job well. We were kind of worried there that the head teacher would just be like, well, we'd rather go someone who isn't your niece. But she was actually really excited about it. They've been trying to hire for this position for ages without much luck. So yeah, I'll talk about that more when I can, when it's actually finalised. At the moment, I still feel a bit up in the air with it because nothing's actually officially happened yet, but it's all just kind of talk at the moment. But yeah, anyway, so that happened, and then my brain was sort of overwhelmed because I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. This was not the news I was expecting 15 hours after I even found out that the job exists. And then I decided that I was going to go to the shop to get some lunch. You might kind of think that this day is crazy enough, but nope. I think it was about 2 p.m. Opened my door to my flat. I'm basically in a building of flats. I'm on the first floor, so outside my flat door is just a corridor. I opened my door and some random person was like passed out on the floor outside my flat. Like literally up against my front door. Smelt really strong of weed, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I was standing in my kitchen pacing, like, what am I supposed to do here? So I phoned the local police, told them about it, so they filed a report for someone to come, because I was too scared to I think I was probably really timid, but I was like, hello? Hello? Excuse me? Can you hear me? And they were not stirring at all. There was no noise. My door is also really loud when I open and close it, and they did not stir. There was no movement whatsoever. So then the police got off the phone, and then I got another call from the ambulance service, and they were asking me to like check that this person was breathing. So then the police arrived while I was still on the phone. They came up and they were just shouting at this woman. They were just going like, police, police. And she was not moving at all. So then this police officer kind of like bent down and like tapped her, and she sprung up. Like she literally just shot up and was garbling random stuff, just talking and talking. And then she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And she was like completely out of it. Like she was literally just garbling, and then she just ran. She just kind of like pulled her coat round her and left. And then this police officer just left. It didn't even really say much to me. So I was like, are they going to come back up and speak to me? And then I've got a window in my hallway, and I was just watching out the window, and the police officer just got back in their van and left. So I was just standing at my front door like, what the hell just happened? Like, what? 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 So I went to the shop, got some stuff. I was fully expecting to come back up to my floor and see this person outside my door again, but they weren't. Thank God. Yeah, and I ended up eating my lunch at like 4 p.m. The only reason I wanted to go to the shop was to get some lunch. It's just been a freaking weird day. Like, to feel ill in the morning and miss this course and feel bad about that, and then get a potential job offer, and then half an hour later to be dealing with a stoned woman on my doorstep and talking to the ambulance service. This day, man. I was going to say, oh my God, I can't wait for this day to be over, but it's also been an exciting day because of the phone call from my uncle, so I don't even know what to say. This was an eventful month to be doing a reading vlog. So much has happened, my God. I literally feel mentally exhausted after this month. Like, mentally and just emotionally exhausted. There's like 3 days left, and I'm wondering what else can happen. Fingers crossed it's completely uneventful. Like, if this weekend can just be completely uneventful and absolutely nothing interesting happens, then that would be amazing. Reading update hasn't changed since last time. I'm still reading The Gravity of Us, which isn't even for FF February because it is gay, but it's like boys rather than FF. So this doesn't even count. But I need to finish it for my book club so we can actually discuss it at the end of the month. I'm still only 82 pages in, which I think is exactly where I was last time. So I'm going to try and read more of this in bed. I am hoping to read as much of this as I can by tomorrow evening. And then on the weekend, I really want to try and power through another FF book so I can finish off this month in a good way. I can actually finish another FF book by the end of the month. It would be a shame not to read anymore. So yeah, I need to stop rambling. My brain's a mess. I need to go to sleep. I don't think I'm even going to sleep tonight because my brain is so overwhelmed, but I need to try. I'll see you tomorrow. Morning. That was a mess, sorry. There's 2 days left of February. Let's see how much I can do in the next 2 days. I am just getting ready to go out. It's really sunny out. It's like super, I don't know if you can see. It's just like a window. It's really sunny and blue out, so I am going to go out to the park. It's still the morning. I'm actually up in the morning. It's like 10:30. And I'm going to go to the park because it's really nice. I'm going to go for a walk, take my book with me in case I want to sit down and read my book at the park. So yeah. I'm trying to vlog more this weekend because it's the last weekend of the vlog. I haven't been very interesting for the past week or so. It's been a lot of just sitting down, turning on the camera and talking, like in the same place on my sofa. Yeah, I'm going to try and make this weekend slightly more interesting. Yeah, let's go to the park. It's so bright. So I went to the park. I'm sorry if you can't see my face, it's so bright. But I went to the park, had a walk round. I'm out of breath and warm. I was going to sit down, realised I didn't take anything to sit on and the grass is wet. Was going to find a bench, and then every bench I went to was also soaking wet, so I couldn't sit on any of them. So that was fun.
So now I'm walking back. I'm so warm. It's like chilly out, but I'm so warm. So now I'm gonna go back home and eat my snacks that I brought with me that I was gonna eat sitting in the park and read my book. This is why I don't walk, because look how red my face is. I'm so pale that 1 minute of exercise makes my face go this red. I found a bench. Literally 1 minute after I was just filming then, I looked across the field and saw a bench, so I sat on it. Now I'm here. I mean, it's not the nicest place to sit. I don't know how long I'll stay. I also realised I'm looking at the screen and not at the camera. I'm really good at vlogging. One thing I've learned this month is that I'm excellent at vlogging. Bench isn't the best. It's kind of right in the middle of a housing estate, but I mean, it's the best you can get when you live in an urban city. I actually quite like being outdoors. It's a really nice temperature at the moment, so I might just sit here and get my book out for a bit. Okay, now that I'm sitting still, it's actually really cold. My fingers are freezing. It may be sunny and blue out, but it's only 4 degrees, so I think I'm gonna head back and I'm gonna carry on reading in my flat. I want to sit here because it's so nice. It's so nice being out in fresh air for once. But yeah, it is 4 degrees and my hands are frozen just sitting still. So I tried. If anyone is interested, this is where I was sitting. So it's quite a nice place actually. It overlooks like a big football field and there's loads of trees and there's like also just more field behind it. And I was sitting right there on that bench.
I'm home! My god, my face is so red. I just had a nice walk around the park. It's so hilly. The parks in Newport are like ridiculously hilly. Like pretty much all of the main like big parks are like a steep hill. So I always like, I'm so red, like it's exhausting to walk around them, but there's also so many like really nice spots. So I just had a parcel turn up. It was good timing really. I literally just got back and then the postman came. Great timing. So I'm on the blog tour in a few days for The Infinity Files by S.M. Wilson, who wrote The Extinction Trials, and they have sent out a kind of blogger pack for those that are on the blog tour, and it's here. I have absolutely no idea what is inside this, so I thought I will open it now and you can see my reaction. Also, by the way, I'm really sorry if it's really loud. I'm next to a window that I have open and I live on a road, so if you hear car noise, I'm really sorry. That's what it is. The first thing that I see is the book wrapped, oh my god, in this stunning paper. Look at this. This is making my space nerd heart so excited. Look at it. Oh my god, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Look at it. Oh, I'm so excited to read this. I need to finish my FF February books today, or this weekend, but I desperately want to read this now. I have goodies, Haribo and a Milky Way. Nice, Milky Way. Milky Way, I feel like a lot of people don't like. There are very loud people outside. Milky Way, I feel like a lot of people don't like, and it's a really unpopular opinion, I think, to love them, but I adore them. I literally have a bag of them in my kitchen. A bath bomb called Space Queen, which smells incredible. I wish you could smell it through the camera. Look at it, it's like purple, and it's got blue stuff on the top with like purple stars in it. Spacemasks.com. Right, when I see mask now, I never know if it's like a COVID mask, like a face mask, or an actual like beauty face mask. This is a beauty face mask. Oh, it's an eye mask. So you put it over your eyes. Oh, sorry, this. Let me just read the back of it, because I thought it was just going to be a whole video of me going, oh, right. So it says, this little pouch contains a self-heating eye mask which will transport you to another dimension, relieving tiredness, eye strain, and many other earthly tensions. The warmth comes alive as soon as you open it, so make sure you're fully reclined and ready for liftoff. Instructions. Open the pouch and unfold your mask. Gently place the space mask over your eyes and fit the loops around your ears. Within a couple of minutes, you'll feel your space mask heat up as the oxygen molecules in the atmosphere cuddle up to the mask's iron particles in a natural heat exchange. Drift off as you enjoy approximately 15 minutes of otherworldly warmth while your face floats in space. Your mind floats in space. Return to planet Earth. Reconnecting with earthly matters may take a little longer. How cool is that? I really want to open it, but I should wait until I actually want to use it. That's so cool. Thanks so much, Usborne. I'm so excited to read this book. I'm on the blog tour on the 5th of March. Yeah, thank you, Usborne. So now I'm gonna go over to my sofa. I'm currently on my armchair in the other corner of my room that you never see. Actually, no, you know what? I need to tidy up my kitchen first. My kitchen is such a state. The past week, or like the past 3 days, have just been ridiculously mental, and my kitchen is a mess. I've got so much washing up to do. And so I think I'm going to spend half an hour now cleaning my kitchen and tidying it, because I prefer sitting in here when the place is tidy rather than sitting in the middle of a mess. So I'm going to tidy up, and then I'm going to spend the rest of the day just relaxing and reading, because I think after this week that I've just had, I deserve a couple of days where I do nothing. So as usual, because I'm flipping useless, it's now 5:45 and I haven't read a single page. That was my plan for this weekend, is to read all weekend. Literally haven't read a page. At 6 o'clock, or roughly around 6 o'clock-ish, I'm going to be on Keris's channel, Library of Keris. I'm going to be doing some kind of just chatting, and she's doing a stream where she reorganises her bookshelves. She's just moved and she has new bookshelves and she's reorganising her shelves. So she's doing it live on a stream, and there's a bunch of us joining her on a live stream just to chat and do stuff. Just a casual fun stream. I was thinking about reorganising my books with her, like at the same time, but I just went in my office, and my office is a complete state, and then I looked at my shelves and I was like, I'm not doing that. I can't be bothered. So I think I'm just going to set myself up here. I've got like 15 minutes-ish. Gonna set myself up here, I might get a smoothie. I'm in the mood for a smoothie. And then I think I might just like play some Stardew Valley while we're streaming, and maybe read some of my book if other people are reading too. And then tonight I will flippin' read. Like, if I can finish The Gravity of Us, that would be amazing. But I'm still only 96 pages in. I read 1 chapter in bed last night. That's progress. It will be good to actually finish this vlog with an FF February book. Otherwise, like, half of this vlog is me just doing things that are nothing to do with FF February. So if tomorrow I can read Cameron Post, then I can actually finish this vlog in a way that it's intended to be. We'll see. Just finished the stream. As you can see, it's a lot darker now. It's 10 PM and we've just finished. That stream ended up being just over 4 hours long, and I didn't even do anything during it. I literally just talked for 4 hours, which was so much fun. We just had a nice chat. So yeah, I'm gonna maybe try and read now. I don't know if I'm in the mood to read now. It's been a really good day today. It's been one of the best days I've had in a while, especially recently where there's been so much weird stuff going on. I've been so all over the place for the past few days, so it's been really nice today to have a day where I just like had a walk in the sun, and then like just read a bit of a book, and then talked with some friends, and just had a nice chill day. It was a really nice relaxed day. So yeah, I need to stop talking. I need to go and eat. Hi, it's officially almost the end of February. It's 10:15 in the evening on the 28th of February, and I haven't read any more. Or I've read maybe a couple of chapters of The Gravity of Us, which was not my plan for this weekend. My plan was to read, and I've read almost nothing. So today, my sister was in work, and she was in work on her own, so I said that I would go in and see her. She works in a cafe, and they're just doing takeaway at the moment. No one can sit in, obviously because of COVID. So I went, and I said I'll just stand and have a chat with her, because she said on a Sunday it's always dead anyway. So I got some lunch, and then decided to sit out in town. There's a bit in the town centre, there's like loads of walls. It's kind of like walls around loads of like planters you can sit on. And I was going to sit there in the sun and eat my lunch. And then another really weird thing happened to add to my list of really weird things that have happened in the past week. If I wrote about all of this happening to a character in a novel within 1 week, or if this all happened to someone in like a film or something, no one would believe it. But this has genuinely been my life for the past week. I am mentally exhausted. When I was sitting in town, there was like a big group of people next to me. There were like a few guys, all adults. I noticed for a little while, I had my book out and all my lunch, and I noticed for a little while they all just kept or a couple of them kept like side-eyeing me. Like they were just watching me, and I was like, this is really weird. But it's a really busy public place, so I'm not going to worry. If I was like on my own, I would have got up and moved, but it was like a super busy public place. So I was just sitting there eating my lunch. So I just kind of ignored them. And then one of the guys came up to me and then said hi. And I thought he was just going to maybe like ask for advice or something. Like advice of like the area or whatever. And he was just like, how are you? And I was like, I'm fine, thanks, how are you? He said, do you mind? And like pointed next to me. He like didn't speak English very well, and he kind of pointed to the whole, like the big wall next to me, as if saying like, can I sit here? And I was just like, yeah, sure. Thought that would have been it. And then he started asking me loads of questions, like, what is my name? And what does my name mean? And I was like, I don't know, it's just a name. And then asking me if I'm a student, and then like asking where I live, and so many questions. And I obviously didn't answer his questions because I was like, this is really weird. I was just being really vague and being friendly and just nodding like, yeah, okay, and just not really answering any of his questions. So I was like, this feels weird. So I was just kind of trying to ignore him as much as I could without being rude, and just kind of went back to my book. And because he kept talking, I was like, I just need to leave because this is annoying me now. Because like the other guys with him started talking to me as well, so I was like, I feel really weird. And I was just like, I'm sorry, I've actually got to go now. I did the whole thing where I checked my phone and I was just like, oh, I've actually got to go. I'm kind of glad my sister works in town, so I went back to where she works and I just like hid out there for the rest of the time that my sister was working. Thought that was going to be the end of it, and then I was standing there in her cafe. And I noticed one of the guys, like the older guy, came in, and he must have followed me. Because like a few minutes later, he came in and he was like I was just kind of standing there near the counter. And he came in and almost kind of joined the queue, but he was like looking at me, and I was like, oh my God, he's back again. This is really weird. Then he said, he was just like, oh, can I get you anything? Do you want anything? And I was like, no, thanks. I'm here because my sister works here. He said, oh, can I talk to you? So he took me over to one side and he said, can I ask you a question? Do you have a boyfriend? And I looked at him like, sorry? No. And then I said, no, actually, I'm gay. And then he was just like, sorry, what? He didn't really understand. And then he said, well, actually, my brother really likes you. And I was like, oh, dear God, what? This has never happened to me before. And he said, my brother likes you. It doesn't matter if you want to be boyfriend and girlfriend, but he wanted to know if you would marry him. And I was stunned. Like, I literally didn't say anything. I just looked at him and then looked around, and I was just like, I don't know what to say here. What the hell? So I was like, I'm not even going to try and be subtle here. I was just like, I'm really not interested. And then he was just like, oh, well, I said I'd come and find you and talk to you. And if you said yes, then I would go and tell him, and then you could maybe start talking. And I was like, I'm really sorry, but I'm absolutely not interested in that. And then he was just like, oh, okay, well, thank you. And then he just left. And I just went back into the cafe and I just stood there like, what the hell just happened? I just got a marriage proposal from a Bangladeshi man on behalf of his brother. So yeah, I ended up just staying with my sister in her cafe for a couple of hours, and I just helped her out. Even though I don't work there, I just helped her out by like making cups of tea and cleaning furniture and stuff. Because I was like, I'm not going back out there by myself. I genuinely feel a bit weird now. That means that in the past 8 or 9 days, the whole thing happened with my cat. I also had my 3-day marketing course, which has been filling my brain because I've got assignments and an exam to think about for that. And then the whole thing with this job happened, with my uncle phoning me about the job. And then had that stoned woman on my doorstep. And then today had a marriage proposal. What the hell is going on in my life? I was saying to my sister earlier, I'm genuinely starting to wonder if my life is part of like the Truman Show or like one of these prank shows where my entire life is being recorded and people are watching me. I don't know what to do anymore. My brain feels exhausted. I'm actually wondering now what else is going to happen to me. But I mean, wait and see, I guess. Maybe my channel will just become a Storytime channel because things are just consistently going to happen to me that are just surreal. So yeah, it's now 10:30. My sister came over straight after she finished work and we had food. I got like fake takeaway food, so like mozzarella sticks and like chicken and stuff. So we have just been like eating a load of food and watching Man Down on Netflix, the show by Greg Davis, which I just love so much. We're both big Greg Davis fans at the moment. So we watched that and then watched a load of bloopers from it. And so that was a lot of fun. It's 10:30. I'm not very tired yet, so I think I'm going to try and... I've said this the past few days, but I'm going to try and finish or read as much of The Gravity of Us tonight. Judging by my week that I just described to you, I think you can see why I haven't had much time or headspace to want to read books. Honestly, I think this has been the most surreal week of my entire life. Tomorrow I do kind of want to start, I still really want to start Miseducation of Cameron Post, so I might kind of count tomorrow as an extra add-on day of this readathon. Don't know if that's cheating, but I think I said that for my last readathon too. I'm just not good at readathons. But yeah, I will catch up with you again tomorrow and I'll wrap up this entire vlog. I dread to think how long this vlog is. I think I've got hours worth of footage because I've been filming for an entire month. So yeah, I'll come back tomorrow and then I will wrap all of this up and let you know if I've read anything else tonight or tomorrow before I record. See you then. Hi, it's Monday. I have been reading. I'm actually reading. I'm going to finish this probably in the next 15 minutes. This is framed really badly. So yeah, even though it's Monday, and FF February is technically over, I might start Cameron Post once I've finished this. However, I am also on a blog tour in about 4 days. I'll see what I end up reading once I finish this because I'm in a reading mood today. It's like only, it's like 4:10, so it's still quite early in the day. And yeah, I'm just happy to sit here and read all day, so that's what I'm doing. Last week was so ridiculous, so much happened, and I was so stressed. So yeah, today I'm giving myself a day where I just do nothing but read, and it's actually great. So I'll see you in a bit, and I'll let you know if I end up starting Cameron Post, or if I'm just going to wrap up FF February as it is, and see what I've actually read. So it's time to... that was successful. My voice didn't even come out. So it's time to wrap up FF February. It's actually the 2nd of March now, so it's a little bit late, but I'm here, I'm wrapping it up. I had such a good reading day yesterday, it was great. I finished The Gravity of Us. I keep forgetting the title of that book. I finished The Gravity of Us. I think I read about 150 pages to finish it. And then I ended up reading 260 pages of Cameron Post, so that was so good. I had like a really good reading day. I discovered like Stardew Valley music that I could play on YouTube, and it was great. I then started listening to Ratatouille. The Ratatouille soundtrack is actually like I love it so much. It's like one of my favourite Pixar soundtracks. And someone's done a YouTube video of like all the music, and it was really nice background music while I read. And I read for hours yesterday, and it was so nice. After the past week that I've had where it's just been mental, it was so nice last night, or like the whole of yesterday, just to sit down and read books. And then I watched a few episodes of the US Office, which I'm trying to get into. Parks and Rec is like one of my favourite shows ever. And I watched the pilot of the US Office years ago, and I didn't like it because it was just like an exact copycat of the UK one. But I thought people have been telling me to stick with it, so I started watching a few episodes, and I'm now actually really liking it already. I'm only a few episodes in. So today now it's nearly 3 o'clock, and I've edited and uploaded this week's podcast episode. I've done some stuff for World Book Day, doing some stuff for my upcoming hopeful job that I have. I've been sending off, like, trying to do references and stuff for that. So I've had a good morning. I've had like a good sort of early afternoon and morning. So let's wrap up FF February. I can't actually remember how many books I have read. I have my Goodreads, so I can keep track. If I didn't log things on Goodreads, I'd be lost. I started off with Lumberjanes. I read volume 1 and 2 of Lumberjanes, and they were on my TBR for this. I really enjoyed those. They were so much fun. I've got the 3rd volume now as well that I'm going to read at some point this month. I really loved it. The FF relationship isn't, it's not like a big part of it in the first couple of volumes. I think it's going to be something that develops as the series goes on. I know which characters it involves, and they're kind of, you can see them just starting to get sort of friendly with each other. So it's going to be interesting to see that relationship build up as I read more of the volumes of it. But yeah, I was really enjoying it. I have seen that people have said that the 3rd volume onwards, the art style completely changes and people didn't like it so much. So that's going to be interesting to see what I think, because I haven't looked inside volume 3 yet. I haven't looked to see how different the art is. So next I read Proud of Me by Sarah Hagger-Holt. It was one that I wasn't like reading it intending it to be part of my FF February TBR, but then I realised that it definitely is. Like, there's gay mums, and then one of the main characters in it also realises that she could be gay, and she kind of has this thing with, she has like a big crush on a girl in her school, so that definitely works for this. So that was great, and I really loved that. I have written a whole blog post about it because I was on the blog tour, so I'll link that in the description below. But I really enjoyed that. That was so much fun. I also talked about it in my video about LGBT middle grade book recommendations. I couldn't think of my words then. I really enjoyed that. That was great. I gave that 5 stars. Oh, I gave each of the Lumberjanes 4 stars. I then read The Weight of the Stars by a.k.a. Ancrum. Loved it so much. It was my favourite book of February. I think it's going to be one of my favourite books, full stop. I adored it so much. Thank you to Imi, who is actually running this readathon, for sending me a copy of it ages ago. I am so grateful because I now adore it, and it's everything that I love in a book. There's friendships, there's kind of interesting character arcs and like character backstories, characters of all sorts of different backgrounds and classes and races and sexualities and everything. The diversity in it is incredible, and also it's about space, so it's everything that I could love in a book, and I adored it so much. I of course gave that 5 stars. So next I then read All the Bad Apples by Moira Fowley-Doyle, and that was a reread. So I read it a couple of years ago. I've already obviously explained in this video, so I won't go into it too much, but I read it a couple of years ago and I understood it a lot more now, rereading it a couple of years later, and I gave it 5 stars. I loved it so much. It's another one that I think I'm going to recommend to a lot of people. And then I read another one that wasn't really intending to be on my FF February TBR, but that was Love Undisclosed by Max Louise Perry. It's self-published by them, a debut novel, and again, I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. It was just such a fun story. It was, I read it at the time when I was really stressed and I was like miserable and I had so much going on, and it was a perfect book for just reading something that was so light-hearted and fun, and I read it all within a couple of hours, and it was just perfect for the timing. Like, it was just what I needed at that moment. So yeah, I really enjoyed it for that. So that was kind of everything. I don't know if the Miseducation of Cameron Post counts because I started it yesterday in March rather than in February. I wanted to read it in February, but yeah, the last week or so of the month just got ridiculous, so I wasn't able to, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm loving it. I think as soon as I finish the book, I'm gonna watch the film. I saw the film in the cinema when it came out, but I think once I finish the book, I'm gonna rewatch the film so I can compare them and see just how different the film and the book are. So yeah, it was generally a success. I've got a couple of books that I didn't get around to. I think mostly the only one that I didn't manage to get to was The Mermaid, the Witch and the Sea. But I did say that on my TBR that was one that I would only get to if I had time. So yeah, I think generally for my TBR that I set, I think I've done quite well. I'm quite happy with myself with how much I read. I'm really getting into reading again at the moment. I went through a slump for literally months. So this year I have already read like nearly 19 books and we're at the start of March. So I'm so happy about that. I'm reading so many good books. I think all of the books that I read for FF February I gave at least 4 stars and I love them all. They're so good. One thing that I'm definitely learning from this is that I've always said that I hate romance, but I'm realising that I don't hate romance, I only hate straight romance. I think for any month that I could choose to vlog, this one was a perfect one because it was just mental. So thank you so much for watching. I don't know how epically long this video is going to be. If you've watched till the end, then thank you very much. You're amazing, I appreciate you, and I hope you've read some good books so far this year. I hope you read some good ones for the rest of the year. And I will see you soon for a new video. Bye!